Hello, let's talk about death, part 2. I have been complimented a few times on how willing I am to talk about death, and I know that for everybody, this is usually not very easy. However, there's a really good reason to talk about this in advance. Unfortunately, bad things happen. We always think they're going to happen to someone else. Sometimes they happen to us. If you should be involved in some sort of major incident or you get very sick and die, your nearest and dearest, your next of kin, are going to be in a state of shock. They will be numb. And yet, in a very relatively short space of time, they'll have to make some really important decisions and take care of a lot of paperwork. This is not an ideal situation. And you can easily relieve a lot of suffering for those closest to you by simply making a few decisions in advance. So, this episode, I want you to think of one particular question that will arise. And I'm going to choose a relatively simple one because there's a 50-50 chance that you'll get it right. In fact, there's never a right answer. So, it's simple, but quite deep. Do you want to be buried, or do you want to be cremated? Now, in certain countries, and I know this video is going out to many countries, in certain countries, the rules are kind of decided for you. And little details following on from that, like where you can scatter ashes, there are rules about that too. So take that into consideration before making a decision. But really, we're talking 2 options. And it's really great if that's a starting point for people to know what you want after you die. If you can't make a decision on this, then look into the economics. How much does it cost? Or think about the environmental impact. Which one has a lower carbon footprint? Or which releases less plastic into the atmosphere? You have a choice. So choose one of them and then, excuse the lack of technology, but really I have very little time, tell people. And then, even better, you can write it down. Add a date. A date means that if you change your mind later, it's not the end of the world. Even better than that, talk to a legal professional and they'll write it down and they'll put a date on it. But remember, point 1, tell people. Because if people don't know that you've written it down somewhere, then it doesn't make much sense. So, please, just try in the next few days, and I'll try and post next Monday or something like that, try to think in the sky or in the ground. Simple decision? Not really, but at least there are only 2 options. So, then tell somebody, and if you can, write it down and date it, or book it in your diary to call a solicitor or similar and get this sorted out. Thank you. Bye.